Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to my channel, Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're doing our longer readings from March 20th through April 19th, Aries season for my Virgos. So what to expect, my Virgos, during Aries season. Now, it starts on the 20th. Also, too, we have the spring equinox starting, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, the fall equinox. But either way, the equinox is all about balance. There is 12 hours of light, 12 hours of day. Aries season begins the new astrological year, but we also have some interesting aspects going on and planetary movements going on. So I told you about the 20th of March. Then the 22nd of March, Saturn enters Aquarius. It's a slower moving planet, so it's really, so this is going to be a big deal. March 24th will be the new moon in Aries. Again, new moon is when you start requesting stuff, especially to the full moon. 30th of March, Mars enters Aquarius, so a lot of Aquarius energy there. We have then the 3rd of April, Venus enters Gemini, so expect, Venus, the goddess of love, and Gemini, the twins. Expect a little bit of some romantic, I'm feeling romantic chaos, okay? Good or bad, good or bad. On the 8th of April, the full moon is in Libra. So again, here we have the equinox, which is about balance. We have the 8th of April in Libra, which is about balance. Mercury enters Aries on the 11th of April. And then on the 19th of April, we start Taurus season, which is another earth energy. Now, when I do my long readings, I use four decks of cards. 2 of them are Redley Valentine. I use my Angel Tarot cards for my main message. I go to my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards to clarify. Then my Osha Zen Tarot for some advice. And then I finish again with my Redley Valentine Archangel Power Tarot cards. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all decks with Reiki energy. But remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? So this is, like I said, this is the beginning of the astrological year. This stuff with Aquarius is going to be like awesome power. It's going to be interesting. That website that I like, I will post that in the next couple of days under my community page and in my Facebook page. But, so take a look at that. I really like the positivity of their, of what they put out. So let's go on one more time. Remember, I'm an intuitive channeler. That means I open myself up to my higher power spirit, and whatever the message is that needs to come out, it comes out. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and see what's going to happen with my Angel Tarot cards for my Virgos during Aries season. Okay, here we go. Oh, and I didn't tell you that there's going to be, the planets are going to be heavier towards the winter planets which depending on where you're at, there won't be planetary activity. Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. So it's going to be interesting times. Yes, the Chinese blessing curse, may we live in interesting times. Okay, first card for my Virgos in Aries season. Here we go. The 4 of Water. Oh, there's some emotional energy here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid, emotional. There's the sadness here. Why are we entering this? My Virgos, what's going on? What are you looking for? What are you not feeling? What are you not necessarily being fulfilled in? This is about missing opportunities. This is about looking at maybe your life a little bit more so and kind of saying, how did I get where I'm at and where am I going to go? My Virgos, okay, let's first of all, you have to feel it. You have to deal with it. You have to live it. Then you have to move away out and you have to move from it, okay? Because things are much better coming into Aries season than you think that they are. So whatever this is this going to be from maybe the equinox to that full moon where things are trying to rebalance. Maybe you've been focused too much on on your job, and you haven't been focused enough on that personal relationship. There's going to feel like there's going to be this imbalance. Maybe you've gotten a little bit older and all of a sudden you're thinking, why did I follow this path? Anything is possible. Anything. I am 63 years old. I started doing this. How old was I? Was I 62? Yeah, I had just turned 62 when I started to do this. Anything is possible, my Virgos. Anything. And you have to hold on to that. Okay? Okay. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom, open your eyes to the possibilities. So maybe you're also in your job, because I kind of go towards that job. But it could be a relationship. It could be that intimate personal relationship. Maybe it's with your spouse, significant others, that you're just kind of looking at each other and saying, why are we still together? Why are we? The thing is, though, my Virgos, don't be reactive, okay? Why you're still together is because there could be some very good energy between the two of you. There's a history between the two of you, okay? And that could also be with your job, too. But I feel like there's going to be some that you're just kind of like, I'm feeling like I'm feeling like you enter Aries season having a midlife crisis, even if you're 10. I know, this isn't for a 10-year-old, but it's like you might be having a midlife crisis. So give yourself some time, okay? Don't go and jump into that. Don't jump from, the pot into the flame or whatever, Okay, so anyway, next card here. The Two of Fire. Okay, the flame. Okay. But whatever this is, things pop up, things move forward, and they actually are going to be better. Fire energy is Aries energy, Leo and Sagittarius energy, passionate, burning energy. So this is about starting out. This is kind of starting out on that new journey, making a new start, maybe this is going back to your job with new eyes, a new energy with this, okay? Entering into that relationship, that personal relationship, kind of like, what? I want more, and I'm going to, and we're going to work together to do this, okay? So this is I'm feeling kind of a renewal type of energy. You might be entering Aries season feeling kind of this way, or it might be that you're finishing up the astrological year feeling this way. But once that energy starts moving you, especially when Aquarius, these Saturn and Mars gets into Aquarius, things push you forward into really feeling so much better about your relationships and your job. Okay, you've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. So, that's you might have had some of that sluggish emotional energy, but and own it. Own it, take some rest, do what you need to do to just kind of recharge up again. Okay, your last card in this is the Four of Air. Okay, so what did I just talk about? Four of Air. Air energy is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, thought processes, possibly hearing news, possibly just things that But remember, I'm saying you need to take a rest to recharge. Well, this is all about time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers, and with meditation, that's part of it is also grounding, and you, my Virgos, do need to ground, okay? Now, grounding, what is that? Sometimes it's taking a bath. Sometimes it's getting outside if you can take off your shoes, because it's not cold, putting your feet into the dirt. There's a lot of things you can do with grounding. Sometimes it's crystals. There's a whole bunch of ways. It's really just kind of getting back to nature. It's getting back to your true essence, which is earth energy. Okay. So time to take a rest or time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making any decisions. Meditation may provide answers. Again, connect. So there feels like there's this lethargic type of energy, and you need to then, but yet things are opening up for you. Things are going to be more positive for you. You just have to wait a little bit and allow things to work themselves through. Okay? You don't have to, again, jump from the frying pan into the fire. That's it. Okay. Let's go on one more time. My John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. Excuse Excuse me. No, I'm fine. It's just I've been talking. Here we go. 2 cards. Okay, 3 cards are out. The first one face up. The next 2 are face down. So first card is spiritual union. And that's, again, part of that is making that connection. Part of that is, that 2 of fire, coming into your own. Part of that is some healing. Part of that is, again, I feel like you kind of have this little, maybe not the full-blown midlife crisis, but I feel like you need to go and, you need to step back a little bit and not necessarily jump out. It's like, okay, here's another one. Don't jump out without the parachute, okay? But again, if you are in a personal relationship, this is about you opening up, talking a little bit more to your partner, okay? And letting, because your partner, I think, is feeling like, where are you, my Virgo? What's going on? Virgo doesn't talk to me, okay? I feel like there needs to be some communication between you and your partner also. Okay, here we go. Next card, the solar plexus chakra. Okay, and that's, so basically you go from your base, and then, oh my goodness. Well, anyway, your base to your heart is your natural chakras, and your heart to your crown is your supernatural chakra. And heart kind of has a little bit of both. This is still part of that natural. I'm trying to think, you have your base, your root, and then your solar. So this is kind of about who you are, your identity, figuring out, again, like I said, there might be this midlife crisis type of energy going on, and you need to figure out who you are, what it is you've been wanting. So this energy in Aries, I feel like it's kind of this, like pulling things apart around you, so that you can be kind of be put back together again. I feel like it's like you kind of, it's like I feel like you feel that your pieces are all being rearranged, okay? This is that time to kind of, to refigure your purpose. Now, if your job is changing and you get a lot of your identity from your job, there's an imbalance there. It is, and that's what I'm trying to feel. That's what I'm feeling with my Virgos. It's like it's like your identity is not as clear as you thought it once was. Maybe you were the president of the company. Maybe you were the big manager. Maybe you were just, not that you weren't, when I say just, but maybe you were known as the person that got things done. And now there's this shift. There's these shifts. And you just have to, not just have to, it's not always that easy, but this is that time to rediscover who you are, my Virgos. Okay, here we go. And part of that is by meditating. Part of that is taking, a couple of steps back, connecting with that higher power. Your last card is the waiting game. Things, that's the other thing too, is if you're feeling this, this kind of disruptive energy, don't go out, what do they say in midlife crises? People go out and they don't go out and get your hair cut off. Don't go out and buy a new car. Don't, if this is just, don't change for change's sake. Things will cycle back into a better pattern for you. So yeah, I do feel that in some ways there's some changes going on, and I feel that you just are not necessarily connecting with the person that you are, that the person you're meant to be. Wait it out a little bit. Don't, again, jump from the frying pan into the fire. Okay? Okay. Because it does, you do figure it out. It does come back to you. Now, it may not be the same thing that you were. You may not be that CEO anymore. You may not be that big manager. You may not be the person that knew. But you have all those skills still within you, and you can make something even greater. Because I do feel that this is one of those times that you can say, you know what? So my Virgo, maybe things aren't working as well, but look at it as, and I know it's not easy, look at it as an opportunity to develop into something bigger, okay? Something greater, something more definitive, something truer to your nature. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3. Words of advice. Here we go. Reversed, and here we go with some major stressors, because yes, this whole identity thing, this whole, this rocks your world. This can rock your world, my Virgo. So yeah, so while I do think that Aries is going to turn out good for you, it just doesn't mean that it's going to start out. It's just kind of like, like, and, and that change brings stress. Okay, be aware of that. Here we go. Next card. Okay, there's some, there again, I'm talking about there's some loss. There's some, but again, it's from the past. It's where, it doesn't change who you are. It really doesn't. It just changes what's changed is how you perceive others, how they look at you. Okay? So our next card up is conditioning. I love this card. I really, really do. Because part of this, realize, look at, this is a lion who grew up with sheep. And so he thought he was a sheep. And he's not. He's a lion. So that's the thing, is that in many ways, my Virgos, a lot of your life has been, look at this as an opportunity to step outside of your conditioning, okay? And again, this is an opportunity for you to really, kind of like, what is it that you want to do? Did you always want, I'm not going to say if you wanted to become, maybe you wanted to become a doctor. Well, can you do that? Hey, that's one thing. I know of somebody who was in his 30s and he went back to medical school and he's now a doctor. So, things are always possible. Things are always possible. But, so think about what that is for you. Okay? Why do in some ways, my Virgos, it's like the conditioning has kept you, again, it's like your identity. It's your identity. So maybe you've been conditioned too small, okay? To think too small. Now's the time to think bigger. Okay, so, and I know, you're like, Deb, but Aries, I think I'll just sleep for the rest of the month. Yeah, and that's not a bad idea. The thing is, though, I go back to that Two of Fire. I go back to that, to that spiritual union. I go back that there is all these opportunities with spring, if you're in the northern hemisphere, with spring comes hope and comes light and comes new growth. But I also feel like with Aries, those same things come. Okay. Now, 1, 2, and 3. All 3 cards face down, but they're also reversed. So here, let's go on and see what we have here. 3 of Raphael. This is emotional energy, and it's your Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid, emotional. But 3 of Raphael, reasons to celebrate. A community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So even though we've got all this other stuff going on, even though your identity, there's an identity crisis, even though midlife crisis, there's still this positive energy that's going to come probably more towards the end of the month, probably after maybe that full moon. But let's see what our next card says. Epiphany, new change. Okay, 9's ending. Epiphany to me is like light bulb, new ideas, new connections, epiphany is a new idea. It's a new direction, okay? Joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. So again, we have that meditation, that connection. And our last card, again reversed, is the Ace of Michael. So even though you're going through all of this, even though, so this, this is an end of a relationship, not this one, but there's some stressors going on because of changes in a relationship, changes in how you see yourself. But the Ace of Michael, air energy, again, aces, new beginnings, again, a wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication with problems with others. So even though there's these, yours is going to be kind of like this, it's going to be kind of like ups and downs. Some changes are coming, even though I don't think we had any real 5s here. But there's going to be some, that you're going to be kind of like thinking, I don't like this. But when it all comes down to it, and I do feel like probably with Mars and Aquarius, when that enters, things are going to kind of open up for you. Okay? Okay. So my Virgos, if you enjoy my readings, remember, like, share, subscribe. But as always, my Virgos, know that you are loved, be blessed, and be safe. Bye-bye.